You have no idea how rich Jeff Bezos is. Before Jeff Bezos became the richest man on earth and before Amazon took over everything, he was just a guy in a garage, packing and shipping books by hand. The year was 1994, and at that time, the internet was still a relatively new invention. But despite this, Jeff Bezos had an idea for an online store that would sell books. At the time, Jeff was working for a financial firm and making good money. So he quit his job and used some of his savings to start his company. He called it Amazon because, well, Amazon River is the biggest river in the world, so he thought it was a cool name. In the beginning, Jeff didn't have any money to rent a warehouse or hire employees. So he did everything himself. He packed and shipped the books by hand. He drove the delivery truck. He even personally delivered some of the packages to customers. At first, it was hard, but Jeff was passionate about his business and he knew that if he worked hard, it would eventually pay off. And then something amazing happened. The orders started to come in. At first, it was just a few books here and there, but soon it was dozens of books every day. And then it was hundreds of books every day. Jeff couldn't believe it. He had started this company with nothing more than a dream and a passion for books. And now it was actually making money. Of course, it wasn't all smooth sailing. There were definitely some bumps along the way. For example, there was the time when Jeff accidentally shipped a customer the wrong book. Or the time when he ran out of stock on one of his best sellers. But through it all, Jeff persevered. He learned from his mistakes and kept moving forward. As the orders continued to come in, Jeff knew that he couldn't do everything himself anymore. He needed help, so he started to hire employees. At first, it was just a few part-time workers. But as the company grew, Jeff began to hire full-time employees. He also started to rent a small warehouse where he could store all of the books. As the years passed, Amazon became bigger and bigger. In 1997, they started selling music CDs. In 1998, they started selling video games. In 1999, they went public. In 2000, they started selling electronics. In 2001, they started selling toys. And in 2002, they introduced their famous Prime service. Through it all, Jeff never forgot his roots. He always remembered that it was the passion for books that started it all. So in 2003, Jeff decided to write a book of his own. He wrote a fictional adventure story for children called The Adventures of Captain Calico Jack. He self-published the book and it quickly became a bestseller. Jeff was thrilled. It was so cool to see his name on the bestseller list. And it made him realize that anything was possible, you just followed your dreams. But of course, not everyone was happy about Jeff's success. There were many people who envied him and wanted to take him down. In 2004, for example, a group of disgruntled employees wrote a negative review of Jeff on a website. They accused him of being a bad boss and a bad businessman, but Jeff didn't let it get to him. He knew that their review was full of lies and he knew that the truth would eventually come out. As the years went on, Amazon continued to grow. They opened offices all over the world. They hired thousands of employees. And Jeff became one of the most successful businessmen in the world. But through it all, he never forgot his roots. He always remembered that it was the passion for books that started it all. So in 2015, Jeff decided to open a bookstore in his hometown. He called it the Bezos Bookstore. The store was an instant hit. People from all over the world came to visit, and Jeff loved it. He loved getting to meet all of the customers and hear their stories. But of course, not everyone was happy about Jeff's success. There were many people who envied him and wanted to take him down. In 2017, for example, a group of protesters picketed outside of the Bezos bookstore. They accused him of being a greedy billionaire. But Jeff didn't let it get to him. He knew that their protest was full of hate, and he knew that the truth would eventually come out. As the years passed, Jeff's net worth grew and grew. In 2018, he became the richest man in the world. But through it all, he never forgot his roots. He always remembered that it was the passion for books that started it all. So in 2019, Jeff decided to donate $10 billion to build new schools and libraries all over the country. He called it the Bezos Day One Fund. With the fund, he built new schools in poor neighborhoods and he donated books to libraries all across the country. Through it all, Jeff never forgot his roots. He always remembered that it was the passion for books that started it all. As of today, Amazon is one of the most valuable companies in the world. They've sold billions of books and other products. And Jeff Bezos is one of the richest men in the world. But through it all, he never forgot his roots. He always remembers that it was the passion for books that started it all. The end. Now, if you want to learn about another secret history about Jeff Bezos, check out this video where we talk about what Jeff Bezos was doing before starting Amazon. You won't believe it, or, of course, check out our other videos about Jeff Bezos or business.